Hi, I'm Ryan from A&B, and today we're going to take a closer look at the 2024 Polygon Collosus N7. Polygon Collosus N7 is a 170mm front and rear hard-hitting enduro bike. It's all alloy, it's spec'd with Shimano 12-speed running gear and the new 2024 RockShox Select suspension. A couple other really nice features about the N7, the fact that you can run a full-size bottle. It's got a threaded bottom bracket shell, it has a nice solid ISCG 05 chain device mount. At the moment, the N7 is Polygon's only analog Collosus model. It is $3,299 and can be found on Bikes Online. Let's take a closer look at the Collosus N7's geometry. The all-new Collosus N7 frame has really nice modern geometry. We have a size large on review, which measures true at its 480mm reach. It has a 1266mm wheelbase paired with a 63.5 degree head angle, which makes it quite slack. It is best suited for charging hard and going fast through rocks and remains very, very stable with the IFS suspension system and the nice slack head angle. Looking at the climbing figures, it has a 77 degree seat tube angle, which means you're sitting nice and central on the bike, a little further forward and really able to push down on those pedals without the bike bogging down and bobbing around. The N7 uses the same suspension system as the N8E. The IFS system, which is the independent floating suspension, uses a 6-bar linkage and separates the leverage curve and also the wheel path. So it means that the system is highly tunable and gives Polygon the anti-rise and anti-squat values that they are looking to achieve. We have found that the IFS system is incredibly supple off the top, remains supportive through the travel, and has excellent bottom out resistance or progression towards the end of the stroke. Let's take a look at the N7's components. Polygon has done a fantastic job keeping this bike just a fraction over $3,000. They've spec'd it with Shimano's tried and tested 12-speed Dior group set with a Sunrace cassette and a KMC chain. They spec'd it with Tektro's 4-piston hydraulic brake on the front and a 2-piston hydraulic brake on the rear, paired with 203mm Shimano rotors. Polygon have spec'd a 35mm internal alloy tubeless ready wheel, front and rear. On that, there is V-Rubber Flow Snap 2.6 by 29 inch tyres, which are quite a soft compound rubber with a fairly durable sidewall. They're not the fastest rolling tyre, but they are super grippy. They do come spec'd with tubes, and one of the first things that we would recommend doing is converting them to tubeless. At this price point, Polygon have also spec'd a nice KS dropper post. On our size large and also the extra large, it comes with a 170mm drop. On the small and the medium, it will come with a 150mm drop. Taking a closer look at the cockpit, we have a 35mm stem. Again, it's an in-house Polygon model bar and stem, 780 bar. It's nice and familiar. I think the standout in the components on the N7 is the RockShox suspension. Having nice suspension on a bike really transforms the way that it rides. It's incredibly smooth and supple, which is something we really liked on the N8E as well. So how's the Polygon Collosus N7 on the trail? Considering that it is maybe a quarter of the price of some of the bikes that we've tested recently, I was really impressed. It rides a lot better than bikes that are twice as expensive. In fairness, we ran tubes on our build out of the box. It is how the bike would be delivered. We ran a little bit extra pressure, ran about 32, closer to 35 on a rockier trail that I was testing it on the rear, and around 30 PSI on the front. The V-Tyre flow snapped were really grippy, and the suspension was incredibly supple. So we had plenty of traction there. We did lose a little bit in rolling resistance with these tyres. So on the climbs, they are quite a heavy tyre, and the overall bike is 18.33 kilos. However, the efficient IFS suspension did mean that it pedals really quite well. Having such forgiving suspension meant that it jumped and rode through rocks really, really well. It is quite progressive on the back, so we didn't have any issues with bottoming out heavily on some big drops that we did. Going through rocky chunder, it remained very planted as well. And like I said earlier, it's an incredibly quiet bike for an all alloy bike as well. So pleasantly surprised with how it handled through the rocks, despite having tubes, and it jumped really, really nicely. It was very balanced in the air. For 2024, Polygon have brought us the Collosus N7 at $32.99. It is a lot of bike for that price point. It has 29-inch wheels, front and rear. It has 170 mils of suspension brought to you by RockShox. It has Dior 12-speed group set, Tektro hydraulic brakes front and rear on 203mm rotors. It has a quality dropper post, room for a full-size bottle, a chain device if you need to. All in all, a very, very well-spec'd bike. We really like the way that it rides, and a few minor changes like changing it to tubeless would have this ready for the trails near you. Head over to Bikes Online and take a look at the Collosus range, which is made up of the N7 that we have here and also the N8E that we reviewed recently. Thanks very much for watching our review on Polygon's 2024 Collosus N7. Head on over to Bikes Online and AMB to take a look at this model and others and read more about it.